Okay, let's look at one more example where we are graphing a parabola in vertex form. And let's graph our parabola y equals -1/2 x squared. Now this is kind of weird, I guess, to think about that this is really in vertex form, but if you look back to our vertex form, if we just have x squared, our h value is really 0. If we just have x squared, h value is really 0. But we can use the same process because it really is vertex form, it just looks a little different. We can use our same process to graph. And we start off by finding our vertex. Well, we didn't have any translation left or right. We didn't have any translation up or down. Our vertex is at 0, 0. So we plot that vertex. And let's also draw in our axis of symmetry. So we remember that our parabola is the same on both sides. And while we're here, we might as well write out our equation for our axis of symmetry. So vertical line, x equals, and then our x value is always 0. X equals 0 for our axis of symmetry. After we get this figured out, to get our other points that are on our graph, this is where we can pick some other x values and plug them in. So I have our x value for 0 already. Let's use 1 and then maybe 2 also. Plug in here, y equals -1/2 times 1 squared. Well, 1 squared is 1. 1 times -1/2 is -1/2. So 1 -1/2 is a point on our parabola. Oh, and don't forget, axis of symmetry is here. So this point is also over here at -1, -1/2. And repeat the process again for another x value. We said we could use 2. -1/2 times 2 squared. 2 squared is 4 times -1/2 is -2. So 2, -2 is another point on our parabola. Same on the other side of our axis of symmetry. We have our 5 points, so we can connect the dot. All right, let's answer some of those same questions that we did before. In example 1a, we have our vertex, we have our axis of symmetry. What about the domain and the range? Our domain, left and right. We have our arrows here. Our parabola is going to go down forever, but also left forever here and right forever on this side. So our domain is all real numbers. And then range, how far up does our graph go? Oh, the highest we go is 0. Everything is below that. All of our y values are less than or equal to 0. There's our domain and range.